Today's card is admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Now, this is a very interesting card because it comes up for different reasons in my life. It either comes up because I need to admit a situation is not healthy for me and that I need to sort it out, or that I have to admit to myself, you have done well, you have done good, and you should be, showing a bit of pride about yourself. You should be treating yourself to say, yes, well done. So depending on what this means to you will be what we need to look at. So let's see what it does. Hello, we are this guides, this beings, group Erasmus. We call them a guide because they are guiding you with our words. They are trying to help you to understand where we are directing you in these coming years. Because what we are now looking at as the indicator at the start of this video has said, is that we want you to start looking at yourselves. We want you to start doing some internal dialogue. We want you to start to do some internal reflection. And many of you may be saying, but I'm already doing that. But are you really? Are you really looking into those spaces that you are frightened to look at? Are you really looking into those spaces that are not dark, but you associate with pride, that you associate with being too big, that you associate with being too much in front of everybody? And this is as much as a problem as someone who is not looking at how they are acting towards others in a negative way, because you are not shining your light. You are not standing out in the crowd and going, this is what I have to offer the world. So we ask you to reflect on yourself, to look at yourself, to see which way you need to change, because there will be parts of you that you need to change because they are negative, as you will see them negative, and then there will be parts of yourself that you need to enhance because they are positive. So we ask you to look at them realistically. Look at them as they truly are, because something you see as negative may in fact be positive. Your ability to say no when someone is trying to make you to do something that is inappropriate. When someone is trying to make you help them with something that you know will take up too much of your time and take you away from your true calling, your true mission, your true activities. So this is something we need you to look at and act accordingly. So if you notice, I'm always a people pleaser, so act accordingly. Start to stop being a people pleaser. Start being a self pleaser. Start being someone who looks at the self and goes, do you know, I really wish I had, and then see what you can do about it. You may decide, I'm going to treat myself to an ice cream today. And automatically your mind goes to, oh, I wonder if, and you think of a name, would like some as well. But you have to start thinking, no, you want to have the ice cream. You want to enjoy that moment. You have that coffee. You have that coffee and cake. You meet up with that friend at lunchtime that you've been putting off because of other people taking up your time. Start to make time for you. Start to make time for the things that you need to do. Because as this world progresses, self-sovereignty will be one of the greatest things that you need to look at. How am I interacting with the world? How are my decisions affecting the world? Because how you affect your world will ripple out, as the saying of the butterfly effect. Your world will ripple out into other people's worlds and affect theirs. So if you have children around you, showing children how to be self, not soothing as many would say, but self-supporting, so that they can know that when I'm by myself, I am still looked after. I can look after myself. I have beings of light around me and the divine who are looking after me. And this is another thing that you must start to bring into yourself. The divine is you, and you are the divine. You are a spark of the divine that has incarnated to experience this world. And the divine is a great loving being. So if the divine is a great loving being, a total being of unconditional love, and unconditional love is all about doing what is right for the person. And when we say right for the person, even if they have to be told off or they have to be given great gifts, that is unconditional love. And that is why when you look at yourself, the same should be happening for you. If you are doing things that are inappropriate to others, start to look at how you can change your actions. If you are not giving out love or receiving love, change your actions. Looking after yourself, making sure you are healthy, making sure you have time to recuperate is not selfish, it is self-love. And so we ask you to do these things as has been said. Look at yourself, reflect on yourself, not in a chastisement, but in a realism. Realistically look at yourself and see, what do I need to change? And change one thing at a time and work on that thing, and then once it is settled in, move on to the next. Do not try to change too many things at once. We have said this before, because if you try and change too many things at once, you do not stay with those things. So choose one thing and change that. Continue with all the other things you do apart from that, because that's what you're centering on. And make sure that that thing is the thing you change, and then move on to the next thing and the next thing. If, however, the thing you're changing affects other things, then they will ripple out and change. But, as we say, make sure you are looking at one thing at a time rather than lots of things, because you will overwhelm yourself as well. And when it comes to self-sovereignty, sometimes people get very overwhelmed because it is asking you to be your own master. It is asking you to be your own satellite, guide, support. And even though you have the support of the divine and all the other beings, you have to do these things as well. You have to make your decisions. And this can sometimes make people overwhelmed. So we ask that you are gentle with yourselves as well and realize that even though it can be overwhelming at times, is that we've always got you. And that all you have to do is ask us for your help, ask us for our help, ask, ask, ask. And when we say ask you for your help, there's a part of you, your higher self, that can help you. That part of you that is the closest to the divine energy, that is helping to oversee what is going on with you in this world, so that you are connected to the divine and the divine knows what to send. So always, always talk to yourself in a loving way, because then your higher self and your soul will send wonderful gifts to you, because how you speak to yourself will reflect on the world as well. So always say how wonderful you are to yourself, how lovely you are, for this is the way we see you, a beloved child of God. We will say goodbye. And say, look at yourself, reflect on yourself, and start making little changes, because if we don't make little changes, it'll be too overwhelming. And it'll be like trying to juggle too many balls in the air when really we should just be holding one ball and centering on that ball to make sure that it's in the right place and putting it away in the right place, and that it's going to be used rather than just sitting in a stormy room somewhere or in a dark place that gathers dust. So, bye for now.